It's a challenge to innovate, especially. You know, we're tasked to use a renewable resource like solar power to create a driving racing car.
And we all work together to build this. Everybody, you know, has to come together. It's the electrical team, the mechanical team, the strategy and data acquisition team. And that's all a big part. But then you go down to Texas and it's a whole cooperation down there.
All right, so I am jealous of Shannon. I've done this story many times, and it is such a blast. It is race weekend for high school students who learned to plan, design, engineer, and build road-worthy solar cars.
The High School Solar Car Challenge is an amazing opportunity for students here at RAHS. We're a student-led club, and what we do annually is we completely design, manufacture, build, test, and race a solar car from the ground up.
We've gone through a lot as a team, and we've definitely had our ups and downs. And I just think that through all the challenges we've had to face, we've really learned a lot about just adapting to issues that might arise and communicating with one another.
Being on the Texas Motor Speedway in a solar-powered car that you built yourself, it was a really powerful experience. All of the students in it, I feel like they're extremely smart and capable students of literally anything that life throws at them.
What is the Solar Car Challenge?
Oh, well, the Solar Car Challenge is a lot of things. For one, it's about your team. You know, you have this whole team that's working for a year or more, even 2 years on our last car.
The Solar Car Challenge is a technological competition that inspires high school students to use the field of STEM to construct a solar-powered car and compete to prove its effectiveness and endurance.
It's almost an opportunity to allow for innovation, and especially in the use of industrial solar power.
All right, we want to accelerate a little slower.
How was testing today?
Oh, testing's been going great. You know, the weather's really beautiful. It's a warm day, sunny. We did have some issues in the morning, but the car is up and running, and I think everybody's gotten a chance to drive, and we got the telemetry system working, so everything's great.
My interest in solar car kind of began in my freshman year. When I first got into RAHS Aviation.
My freshman year, I was actually in Science Olympiad.
So I came to RAHS and I love airplanes, I love aerospace, everything aviation, but I didn't really have a background in STEM, aviation, engineering, none of that.
I believe I started kind of in my freshman year when we did this project, like a climate summit project, where basically we had to research different types of renewable energy, and I learned a lot about solar energy through that.
There was a senior named Cooper Lecomte, and he lived very close to me. And he actually drove me to school. We carpooled together. And he was like, hey, you should really join the solar car green energy team.
Kind of in the back corner of the room, there were a couple of students huddled around a table, working on a couple of small CAD designs, and they were working on a car. I went over and talked to them for a little bit, and it turned out they're building a solar car. And
I guess I also was encouraged by some friends to look into it because engineering was something that I was always interested in, and I've come kind of being a plane nerd to RAHS. So I actually had a lot of interest in the aerodynamics initially.
I came in here, I'm really excited about science, but I had no idea how I was going to get the skills to get there.
And engineering is a whole aspect of solar car. You have to build the car and fix, build, test, design, everything. And so that's really what's made me interested in solar car.
I asked where they were keeping it or where the car was, or if it was just like a little remote control car thing, and they said, no, we're building an actual car, we're building a solar car.
And I think that really stuck with me. And I was like, wow, I could be making little model airplanes and bridges or I could actually make the real thing.
The Green Energy team is an amazing opportunity because it doesn't matter the skill set that you have coming into the team. You can completely build that on your own and work on projects that you're interested in. So I completely went from not knowing the difference between a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver to really under the car and working on all of the different mechanical, electrical, programming, a variety of different engineering skills.
But after joining the team too, I definitely learned a lot more about communication and have found that that's been the reason that I've kind of stuck with it.
I thought that was absolutely amazing. You know, high school students building solar cars, driving, designing, funding, everything really was just amazing about it. So that year I decided to join the solar car team instead. And I've been on the team for 3 years.
I think that was just such a cool opportunity, and I'm so glad I jumped on it.
Start with 36, and if we're on a track, if it doesn't work, then we widen it. That's what the crash dummy is for. If it works at 36, it works at 36.
I mean, for what challenges we have to overcome and like what we're goals for our team, I think it'd be nice to have a car that doesn't have any major problems. You know, there were a lot of major problems in Texas last year, and so I think we've been working hard this year to fix those, make sure our car runs smoothly as possible. You know, challenges and obstacles that come up, we'll have to get over those, and so I think being able to work as a team to get over those as quickly as possible, especially in Texas when you're actually racing, is going to be a key part of this year's race.
It alternates from track races at the Texas Motor Speedway and cross country. We just found out a couple days ago, unfortunately, that we will be not participating in the cross country from Texas to Colorado, but rather another closed track race.
Think of how rich you could be.
They said inflation of costs.
That was one of their reasons. COVID was one, which I can understand. But runaway inflation has driven up costs of lodging, food, and gasoline.
Unfortunately, yesterday, we learned that the road race would be canceled and it would be moved back to a track race due to COVID problems and inflation issues and hotel costs, gas costs, whatnot. So that was disappointing, but this year, hopefully, I'm just hoping that we succeed like we did in the past. We have a very competitive team. We have good spirit. Our car is very good, and we're working on improving it.
The challenges we're going to have to face with that is adapting our car back to be ready to compete on the track, and that includes adapting our cruise control as well as redoing our solar panels because in our last competition they've underperformed what we had expected.
We have to come together and reassess what our new challenges are going to look like. We don't know. We had been geared all year to make these changes for cross country. So I think solar panels are going to be still a huge goal for us, making sure that the efficiency is what we paid for, as well as converting our cruise control back, making sure that's efficient, and aerodynamics. I think there's still many things that we can still improve, even though we have a pretty amazing car right now.
And I just want to prepare myself for a diverse future. Being able to work on all aspects of the car is incredibly important. We emphasize that quite a bit here at Solar Car, and so I'm hoping that I can be a role model in that way and take on a lot more challenges myself.
To be honest, I'm excited to drive the car and pass people on the Texas Motor Speedway.
If I could describe this team in one word, it would definitely be perseverance.
Innovation.
It's a ride.
I would probably say family.
I think I'd have to go something basic like incredible or fun just because of what an amazing opportunity is to be able to build a solar car.
To me, this club has kind of become like a second family. Honestly, I probably see some of them more than I see my own family.
I'm here probably equal amount of hours that I am here school days. It takes up half of my living life.
I would say when you're putting your heart and soul into a project like this and you are here at school longer than most of the teachers, you're so invested in the project that the achievement and the experience that come along with it is so valuable.
This club is a massive part of my life. I take it with I have so much respect for this club.
This club means so much to me personally. I mean, I've spent the last 3 years on the club. You know, I know every member really well, especially the ones that went to Texas last year. We're a whole team of
Elaine, the mentor, is an incredible person. Truly can like put his mind to something and then teach students how to do that thing.
I definitely find that through all the challenges we face together, it's definitely a close team bond.
If it isn't family, I don't know what it is. Everyone here is amazing. We all work together every day. Without the teamwork that we have, we probably wouldn't even have a car.
I think I've met some of my closest friends through this club because I have met people who have the same interest, the same drive, the same desire to do well. And again, when you go down to Texas and you're literally living with these people, I think it brings you so close together.
And the car, I feel like, the car is also my best friend. I know the car. I built the car. I'm like, oh, that part of it. If something goes wrong, I usually know what it is. So the car is definitely a good friend.